Dumb bitch. We live with it. Champ talk. What's happening? So I fought this past Saturday, and I actually felt good. It felt great to be back in the ring. Yes, indeed. At the age of 47 years old, your boy K9 got back in the ring. Yes, and it felt so good. I don't know if you remember that song. It feels good. Yeah, it feels good. Baby, it feels good to me. Baby. It felt good. I ain't gonna lie to y'all. Just to be relevant again in a boxing game. I mean, once a champion and always a champion. But to get back in the ring, actual boxing ring, especially in these days with this pandemic that we having right now, it felt good to be actually back in the boxing ring. And my opponent was a tough competitor. But once he felt the power round for round for round, he couldn't stand it, and he had to throw in the towel himself. That's right. Was there no Mark Breland there to throw in the towel for him? He actually quit on his stool, and he did a lot of barking. And my slogan is, "Don't bark if you can't bite." That's right. Don't bark if you can't bite. It's one thing about me. I'm gonna try to kill you every round, every round. And if you ain't tough enough to withstand those blows and that power and that persistence, I'm kind of like a Mike Tyson. Like how Mike Tyson's gonna be on Roy Jones. If Roy Jones ain't prepared for Mike Tyson to come at him when the bell goes ding ding, then he's not gonna last. Now I'm pulling for Roy Jones. Don't get me wrong. I'm definitely pulling for Roy Jones. But like I say, man, I'm coming at you like Mike Tyson. That's right. I'm coming at you like Mike Tyson, and I'm happy to be back in the ring, and I can't wait till February, because I think that's the next time I'll be in the ring, in February 2021 at the age of 47. That's right, age ain't nothing but a number, and I'm gonna keep saying that because it's the truth. So let's see who's tapping in. Okay. It ain't like just happen overnight. It seemed like when you see a fighter in the ring and he's fighting at that particular time, that it just all of a sudden happened. And it didn't just all of a sudden happen. It took time. So for all you young fighters that's looking to become world champion and want the bling bling and to make all the money, it don't happen overnight. You got to put that hard work in. You got to be persistent. You gotta be dedicated. You gotta keep pushing. You can't give up. You're gonna have you some bad times. You're gonna have some dark days. You got to continue to hang in there. You gotta believe in yourself and have faith, because you're gonna have some ups and some downs. But in the long run, if you hang in there, you're gonna be all right. Yep, absolutely appreciate it. I'm gonna be safe. You killed that fight. Yeah, yeah, for sure. Appreciate you. Oh yeah, man. I thank you for ordering the fight, man. Everybody that typed in and ordered the fight, I appreciate you, and thanks for the support. I mean, we need to support each other, especially those that's doing something positive, and it's somebody you call yourself, rocking with, or somebody you say that's my guy and you my dog. If you really my guy or I'm really your dog, you gonna support what I'm doing, because what I'm doing is gonna always be something positive. It'll never be negative. I don't want nobody to support nothing negative, because I ain't gonna be about negative. Now, up and coming, as a young buck, we all done hit our head and done made some bad decisions in our life. But as you get older, you supposed to get wiser. And me, myself, and I done got wiser. I done opened my eyes and woke up, as Joe Smelly would say, I forgot about stupid. For real. For sure. Yeah, y'all gotta hang in there though, man. Listen, you got a new president, you know what I mean, Biden, and Trump is out the office. But no matter who the president is, you gotta be strong. You gotta hang in there. You gotta stay up. You gotta, you know what I mean. No matter who the president was, I don't live my life on who the president is. I don't live my life for how many likes I get, how many shares, how many views, how many subscribers. I live my life for Christ. And with God, all things are possible. As long as you do the right things, make the right moves, keep God first. If you got a significant, if you got a missing rib, treat it right, take care of your family, you're gonna be good. And that's the truth at K9 Boxing. Definitely, if you tapped in or whatever, man, hit that like button. You know what I mean? And leave a comment. Champ talk. Man, real recognize real. Sad, man, what these rappers are doing to each other, man. Man, leave the streets in the streets. When you become successful and you accomplish something in life, you gotta turn the other cheek, man. You gotta leave the past in the past. You can't continue, when God bless you to be a millionaire or God bless you to be successful, you can't go back into what you used to do, or you can't try to prove nothing to nobody. You gotta turn the other cheek. You gotta live and let live, man, for real. And you can't get everybody, you know what I mean? I had cats that hated on me. Cats even tried to kill me before. I didn't go back and try to get everybody to try to get at me, because I felt like, I must have been a real bad guy to go through all the things I went through. So I had to let a lot of things go for me to be able to, to be who I am today. I wouldn't be here if I'd have got everybody that tried to get me. Hey, sometimes you just got to say, okay, all right, man, leave it alone. Maurice, you said that I remember you from Olive Garden. Well, the picture that I see on here is not you, so it's hard to remember who you are when I can't see your face. But definitely Olive Garden was definitely one of my favorite places to eat. Me and the wifey, we used to be at Olive Garden all the time. I remember I got that phone call from the Contender. And they was like, we want you to come out and try out for the Contender at Olive Garden. That's right. That's right. The one in Dearborn. And I was happy to mug. I was like, babe, we got a chance to be on a reality show. All right. Man, they flew us out. And the rest was history. I became a bronze medal winner. I became a fan favorite. And I won 2 world titles after that. And I'll never forget the quote that I got out the Bible. The first shall be last, and the last shall be first. Let me rewind that. The first shall be last, and the last shall be first. Y'all go check out the Contender, though. Go check out the Contender when I fought Michael Clark. And Michael Clark was trying to bully me. Yeah. Yep, absolutely. I'm very spiritually confused right now between Christianity and LDC faith, but I keep reading my Bible and seeking. Now, that's good, man. Keep seeking. Keep seeking, bro. Hey, Jesus for life. Sign something for me. Yeah. Oh yeah, the merch. You know what? I had a website, but I'm about to go ahead and let y'all know y'all can get the merch because I got some real good gear that y'all need to have in y'all possession. From these K9 shirts. Oh man, y'all see that dog? Man, something nice. Actually, I'm about to put my other shirts with me having my two belts on Instagram, and I'm gonna let y'all know y'all can actually get them at. You might have to DM me on Instagram at K9 Boxing, and I'll let y'all know y'all can actually get some of this gear. Dogs are us. Yeah. I heard you say in an interview you challenged Mayweather to a fight for the city of Detroit. Talk about what would happen in that fight. Well, styles make fights. Floyd Mayweather is definitely one of the best fighters to ever put on a pair of gloves. But just the style. I think the style of me and Mayweather, it favors me because he kind of reminds me of Corey Spinks. He has a lot of skills, but I don't think that his power would be enough to be able to keep me off of him. And I would be on him like a K9 t-shirt. And I would hit him in his arm, probably in his leg, top of the head, front of the head, behind the head. I just don't think that I don't think that he would be able to handle the power that I would bring to him. Knowing that if I beat him, that my life would change forever. And I believe that's one of the reasons why he actually never did take the fight with me. Because, the power that I possess and the dog that I would bring into that fight. He's from Michigan, but I'm from Detroit. And this is definitely a big difference. Champ, did you ever spar Marlon Magic Man? His name is Marlon Trouble Man, not Magic Man. unless it's something I don't know about, but it was always Trouble Man. I heard he used to run the ring at Crump. Yeah, Marlon was definitely a beast. Marlon was somebody I actually looked up to. When I first started boxing, I used to be like, man, who was this guy Marlon? Because Marlon used to whoop cats. I used to be like, this guy's my age. He used to be whooping grown men. And he was a kid, and we used to be whooping grown men. Marlon is definitely one of the best fighters to never become world champ. He was a beast. I remember Oscar De La Hoya brought him in training camp when Oscar De La Hoya was Oscar De La Hoya, the golden boy, when he was champ, current champ. And Marlon beat the brakes off of him, beat him up so bad that they actually sent him home. Yeah, Marlon used to beat the brakes off a lot of people. Marlon Trouble Man Thomas was definitely a dog in the sport of boxing. He actually fought against the late and great Vernon Forrest. And gave Vernon Forrest a good fight too. I know when they fought in the gym though. I know when they sparred in the gym, boy. Hey, whatever he didn't get, he got some get back in that sparring session for sure. I learned a lot from Marlon too. I learned a lot at the Crunk Gym. Period. I mean, man, that's actually where I actually got a lot of my experience at the Crunk Gym. I only had 10 amateur fights, so I learned a lot just being in the gym. I became a world champion. My first world title was at the age of 37 years old. 37 years old, I won my first world title. But just being in that gym with my family, me and my wife and my son, just there every day, all day, I learned so much. I learned all styles. I mean, I sparred a guy who couldn't hurt me, but he had that Mike Tyson style. So what I did is I sparred him a whole lot just so I could be good, just in case I fought someone with that Mike Tyson style, I would be prepared for it. So I used that sparring session that I had with him to prepare me for a guy who I fought, who actually name was Little Tyson, and I knocked him out in the first round. And I credit the young little guy who had a Little Tyson style who couldn't hurt me for that victory. So when you're in there sparring, man, don't just be beating up on your sparring partners. Sparring partners are actually someone that you can actually learn from. It's a time and a place when you could try to knock your sparring partners out, but it's a time and a place when you should try to learn from your sparring partners and try to help your sparring partners to be better fighters. So, I look at sparring as a way to learn your craft and to study and to get better. You can't try to knock out everybody you're in there sparring with, because eventually what's going to happen is you're not going to have no sparring partners, or every time you spar, it's going to be hard for you. You're not going to get nothing out of it. So, pick your poison. How can you enter the IBF top 15? What has to happen? Well, first of all, to enter the top 15, you would have to beat someone in the top 15, or you would have to have a relationship, with somebody that's on that side. You know what I mean? So I feel like the best way to do it is the way I did it: beat somebody in the top 15. So I beat Kasim Uma, and I think that's what got me in the top 15, because I think he was like number 7 or something. So when I beat him, I was in the top 15. And then I lost to Grady Brewer, and that put me at 15. So then a guy that Klitschko had named Basagorov, Zerbiak Basagorov, if that's how you pronounce his name, because he's from Russia, so I always be butchering his name. But anyway, we fought for a title eliminator in Germany. And it was for the number 2 spot. And the winner of the fight was going to actually fight for the world title against Corey Spinks. So I remember telling my wife, what I didn't do to Grady Brewer, I'm going to do to him. And I remember laying down that night, and I was saying to myself, man, I'm about to buy me a house. I had to knock it off, because I knew that winning this fight, I was going to be able to buy me a house and be able to buy more things, and do other things. And what was important is that I was about to fight for a world title once I beat this guy, and I got a chance to become world champion. So I didn't think about, that I was about to buy a house no more. I said, let me go ahead and knock this off and think about my fight, because what's important is winning this fight. So the next day, man, I beat this guy, knocked him out. I think it was in round 5. And next thing you know, man, I was fighting Corey Spinks. I remember coming back home to Detroit at Crunks, and Cass was looking at me like I was just super famous. It was like, wow, because, a lot of guys at that particular time would go into the fights. People in my city, I ain't trying to blaze nobody, but what's real, and what's fake is what's fake. But they would get to the big fights, and I guess the lights was too bright. They would fold, man, or they would somehow come up short. So I was the guy that actually opened the doors for the fighters in Detroit. I finally was the one after the Contender, you know what I'm saying, and after the fight in Germany, opened the doors for guys to know that, man, we can do it. We can overcome. So after 25 years of not having a world champion in the city of Detroit, let me rewind that. After 25 years of not having a world champion out of the city of Detroit, I actually knocked out Corey Spinks and brought the belt back to the city of Detroit out of the Crunk Gym. Well, the last time we had a world champion out of Crunks was Tommy Hearns. So I made history, and I did it big for the city. And even though I probably didn't get the kind of credit that I really felt I should have got, I think it was just for the fact that I wasn't in the hood like I used to be. I wasn't gangster no more. I wasn't smoking blunts and drinking and at the clubs and all that. So that's why it wasn't such a buzz that it could have been if I'd have been the old K9. You know what I'm saying? Making it rain in the hood, on the block, and all that kind of stuff. So, it was just it was different me. It was a different me, and I wouldn't change it for nothing. And after I lost the world title, God is good. I got it back. And to this day, I'm the oldest super welterweight world champion of all time. Or you could say I'm the oldest light middleweight champion of all time. Or you could say I'm the oldest junior middleweight world champion of all time. Because all those weight classes are the same. So at 154, I'm holding it down. And the fight that I just had this Saturday was at 157.8 pounds. So we talking 10, 15, 20 years later, I'm still making 154. That's right. So it's called hard work and dedication. The fighter who turned out to be a nice person. Did you ever meet a famous fighter who turned out to be a nice person?
Not be a nice person.
How? I don't know what you're talking about. Yeah.
To not be a nice person. Not be a nice person.
Okay. Did you ever meet a famous fighter who turned out to not be a nice? Oh, I could tell you this right here. Story. Thanks, SB. I could definitely tell you. When I first met Mike Tyson. I was a Mike Tyson fan. He was one of the reasons why I actually started boxing. And I remember him promoting a fight at the Brewster Projects. He was in the Brewster Projects. and I wanted to get, I guess, a picture or autograph. I don't know what it was I was trying to get from him. I was in line just to meet him. There we go. I was just trying to meet him. And he was giving autographs like he was going to knock somebody out. He was like, and I was like, man, this guy's mean, man, I was like, maybe it was just the fact that people probably told him, once you go to Detroit, you come to Detroit, man, you got to watch it because it's crazy there. So maybe he had his guards up or whatever, or maybe he was just, just felt a certain kind of way, like, okay, I'm in Detroit. I ain't worried about it, Detroit. You know what I'm saying? They act crazy. I'm act crazy. So I think somebody was trying to take somebody's autograph, and he gave him a look like he was going to knock their head off. And I was kind of turned off by that. Yeah. Yeah. Man, what's up, K9? Shout out from Phoenix, Arizona. Been a fan since the contender. Me and my mom followed the whole season live. First should be last, and last will be. That's good. Hey, David, what's up, bro? Appreciate the support and the love. I actually fought in Phoenix before too. I fought in Phoenix. And man, it is hot there. How can you stay in Phoenix? It's so hot in Phoenix, man. I remember making weight one time. Right, I was in Phoenix, and man, my shoe. I remember the heat coming through under my shoe. I was walking across the street, and it was so hot that I felt the heat through my shoe. Man, that's probably one place that I couldn't stay at. It was just too hot. It was hot, 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 hot. It was real hot there. But no, one love, man. One love from Phoenix, Arizona. Definitely appreciate the support and the love. Did you ever spar James Tony? I heard he used to spar at Crunks. Yeah, that probably was a little before my time. James Tony, yeah, I never sparred James Tony. He was a little before my time. I think by the time I started boxing or started getting out here, I think James Tony was heavyweight at that time. Yeah, he went from 160 to heavyweight quick. I think James Tony had some discipline problems because if he could have stayed down in weight, he could have really did some things in boxing. I mean, he still went on to be a Hall of Famer and a great fighter. But if he could have just stayed at light heavyweight or middleweight or super middleweight, I think he could have broke so many records because he's one of the greatest defensive fighters of all time. Yeah, Michigan definitely has the greatest fighters of all time. Come on, man. Sugar Ray Robinson came from Michigan. Joe Louis, Tommy Hearns, K9 Bundrage, Clarissa Shields, Floyd Mayweather. I mean, the list goes on and on and on. Michigan has the best fighters. Yes, the East Coast. That's right, East Coast. Did you ever spar James? Oh, no, yeah. Okay, yeah, we answered that question. Nah, I never sparred James Tony. No. But I did spar Tyson Fury. Yeah. Thanks, Earl, man. Appreciate it, man. You always support, man. One love. Thank you. Yeah, Earl said congratulations on the fight. Yeah. Thank you. Did you order the fight, though? Y'all got to support, man. Y'all got to start ordering a fight, man. I talked to a lot of people that said they was going to order a fight, but then they told me, well, man, this happened, that happened. It was only the cost of a pizza. You know what I'm saying? $19.99. Right. Yeah. Do you keep in touch with other contender guys at all, champ? Yeah, I do keep in touch with some of the fighters. Matter of fact, probably tomorrow I'm gonna text my homeboy Vinroy. Vinroy is one guy I keep in touch with. I actually talked to Steve Forbes the other day. I stay in touch too with Freddie Carrio and Grady Brewer. I talk to him here and there too. So I do stay in touch with some of the contender alumni. Rest in peace to Jeff. And pray for Gary too, because Gary had a neck injury. I think he was jumping on a trampoline or something happened, man, where he actually broke his neck and is actually crippled now. So, pray for some of our fallen, fighters. Do you know Tate? Yeah, I definitely know Tate. Yeah, Frank Tate, the Tate brothers. I know him for sure. I actually got Frank Tate number actually on my phone. Might have to have him on the show too, because he actually won a gold medal. So gotta bring him on the show. He's from actually Michigan too, another world champion out of Michigan. For sure. Yeah. Who up with the champ tonight? I knew it was time to tap in too though, because after my big win, and the win I had was very very big, because who knows how my body was gonna perform and how I was gonna do at the age of 47 years old and not fighting for 3.5 years. So just getting in the ring, it just felt different. When the bell went ding ding, it's like, okay, I'm in here. You know what I'm saying? I'm in here. It's gonna be very interesting to see, what happens when Mike Tyson and Roy Jones fight. When the bell go ding ding, do Mike Tyson go out there and try to knock his head off like he normally tries to do? I mean, what do Roy Jones do? That's gonna be very interesting. I know they were supposed to fight each other too. Yeah, back in the day. For what reason it didn't happen? I would like to have saw that fight back then, because Roy Jones had them legs at that particular time, and Mike Tyson was more of a crusher back then than he is now. I definitely hope for Roy Jones' sake that the ring is not small. It's a big ring so he can move around. I hate the fact that they're actually going to be fighting only 2-minute rounds, because I think that 2-minute rounds are actually more dangerous than 3-minute rounds, because you know that you only got 2 minutes to impress the judges. So even with the female fighters, I think with the female fighters, 2-minute rounds are more dangerous than 3-minute rounds. They feel like they're actually helping the females, but to me, I think they're actually hurting the females. Let them fight 3-minute rounds. You can see more skills, and it'd be less injuries, more less injuries than it would be 3-minute rounds than 2-minute rounds. Yeah, I'm definitely gonna put some of the highlights of my fight on YouTube for sure. Yeah. I just want to tap in though, man. I appreciate y'all, man. Keep supporting the channel. Keep supporting your dog K9. As always, Jesus for life. And God bless y'all. Till next time, Champ Talk.